Okay, welcome back. In this video, we're actually going to start beginning to do our analysis. In particular, we're going to make histograms for the gender so that we can figure out how many men and women are in the actual study. So you can see here, we're going to answer several questions here. We're going to look at sample size. We're going to look at how many men and women who were in the study. That's what we're going to do. Now, here's what we need to do. To complete this requires a little bit of what we call data wrangling. We got to move some stuff around. We got to play with it to make it work. So in order to do this, we're going to highlight the column that has gender in it. And we're going to copy, Control C. And we're going to move this to a new sheet. We're going to call it, just go to sheet 2, and we're going to paste it. That's the first thing we need to do. Second, we have to make a thing called a bin. What is a bin? In statistics, a bin is a place that you put numbers that meet a certain criteria. So we're going to give it a title, of course. We're going to call it gender, and we're going to have a bin called 1 and a bin called 2. And this is what's going to happen. When we have Microsoft Excel figure out how many men and women, we're going to tell Excel, look, Excel, I want you to take all this information in this category, in this column right here, and everything that's a 1, I want you to put it in this bin called 1. Everything that is a 2, I want you to put it in the bin called 2. Very, very simple. Now, let's actually do the analysis. To do that, we got to click up here on Data, and we got to click on Data Analysis. And you can see we have many different options here, but what we want is histogram. And we click OK. We have to select our input range. So our input range is going to be this column right here that has all of our information. So all the way from the top down, all the way into the bottom. Of course, you're not going to have as many surveys, so it'll be much faster. Next, we have to pick our bin range. Now, you remember, we already made this, so we're going to put this right here. Whoops. Put these right here, like so. And then we're going to click Labels in the first row. That's telling Microsoft Excel that in the first row is the label. Don't let that confuse you. Remember, as I've told you before, that Microsoft Excel cannot read words. It can only interpret and calculate numbers. The next thing we have to do is we want to select output range. And so after you select that, you need to click on the little white box here. And we're just going to put it, it could be anywhere you want. I'm going to put it right here in E6. And one other thing that we need is we need a chart output. This will give us the actual number of men, the actual number of women. After all this is done, we click OK. And there you have it. So if you remember from our survey, if you look back here at the top, 1s represent males, 2s represent females. So if I go here and I click on my little chart, I'm going to replace male, or I'm going to replace number 1 with male. Oops, excuse me. Right here, I'm going to replace that with male. You can see, and then I'm going to replace the second one with female. And I don't need the more. This is no good. This is useless for me. And so there you have it. I have all my results. In case you can't see, I'll make this bigger. So you can see right here, we have 54 males in the study, 71 females. And then here's an actual histogram. This chart, you can take this and paste this into your methodology section when you do your descriptive analysis. And of course, I'm assuming you already know how to calculate percentages in Excel. So if I do here 54 plus 71, I get the total amount, 125. And then I need to know the percentage of males. So I'll do 54 divided by 125. 43% are male. That means 57% are female. Let's see here. Equals 71 divided by 125. 56% right there. Now you might be wondering, and this is for the A students, there's actually, if you look and you go all the way down, there's actually how many respondents? 129. But in the actual results, I only had 125. That is because some of the people who completed the survey did not check a box for gender. They forgot to check it, or they refused to complete that part of the survey. So the data is missing. It happens. So in general, we have 125 people in the survey, and the sample size, 43% were for male, or 54 people. 57% were female, or about 71 out of 125. That's how you do that. Now, one last thing. I hope you remember this from several videos ago, how I have my little analysis questions here. And so I can start answering some of these questions. So my sample size, well, my sample size is actually 129. How many men were in the study? 54. How many women in the study? 71. That's what we need to know. Whoops, 54, and then put a comma, 71. That's how we'll do that. And so there you have it. And if I wanted to put the percentages, I might put, 43% with a comma. Oops. 43% with a comma. And then I might put 57% like that. And then I have a summary of my data right here as I did this. And as you can see, we've already made our histogram for how many men and women. So in this video, I showed you how to make the histogram. And I also showed you the results and how to input the results. So again, I hope this was useful for you. Remember that when you make the histogram, you have to copy the gender variable or the gender column into a new sheet. You have to make the bin. You use data analysis, complete all the steps here for the histogram, fill out this information as so, and then click OK, and you'll have what you need. So thank you very much. Take care.